Now, I think everyone knows about Concord and the reputation it's got for itself, especially since it's a live service game. Tons of hate, and if you have anything good to say, you are called a Sony hosepipe rider. Today I'm going to give a very honest review of Concord and really discuss if the hate is actually justified. Now, I'm going to start with the cons because the world likes to burn. I think the addition of health pads instead of just naturally regaining health kills the flow of this game, especially when there's characters that can heal themselves. Concord is a fast flowing game, so when you're in the middle of a battle and you can't regain health naturally, you have to either make a glorious last stand or you have to run away and desperately look for health, which other people on your team are probably also doing. It ends up in the team being split up and increases chances of you being singled out and absolutely clarted. It also puts me off using characters that can't naturally heal, because why would I do that to myself? I want to be in the fight, which is where all the fun is. This is why I main Lennox, because he can heal, has a useful dodge, and allows me to stay in the fight for longer. I honestly think all characters should have at least one way to heal themselves to keep the flow of the game intact. A big problem currently is players leaving, which seems to be quite common. For some reason, Concord doesn't let other people join mid-game, so if someone on your team decides to leave, you'll be down to 4 teammates for the rest of the game, which obviously makes the game harder to win, a lot more frustrating, and also a lot more dragged out. Now, from the game modes I've played, I only really enjoyed one of them, and that was Area Control. Area Control is a classic domination style mode, and I think Concord thrives in this game mode. Since the main objective is to capture the points, there's constant action in these areas which leads into tons of fights, and honestly I had a lot of fun in this mode. It shows that there is some potential in Concord. But then you have modes like Brawl, the complete opposite of Area Control, since Brawl is more of a kill confirmed game mode. The games are a lot more slow and drawn out, and I felt like I was running around like a headless chicken to actually find people. And when you actually find someone, you either have a short-lived gunfight or you just die. I personally think Brawl would benefit with more players, a higher objective score and a faster respawn time to keep things more engaging and fast-paced, and since a lot of characters' abilities work on getting eliminations, you can get into more chaotic and fun gunfights. I also think the idea of roles don't really work in this game mode, since people naturally spread out to hunt down kills instead of sticking together and utilising teamwork, which can leave some characters useless. Speaking of characters, there's a clear bunch of characters that are leagues above others, and I would consistently see the same characters used in every game. Lennox was a very popular pick for reasons I stated earlier, and the fact that his gun is extremely powerful. He also has a secondary that some characters don't even have, so he has a bit of everything. Itzy was also very popular due to dealing high damage and having fun mobility, but then there's Kips, who is more of a stealth character. Now, she does have some useful abilities, but on the damage front she deals a very limited amount. You can disrupt enemy skills and shields with her disruption grenade, which perfectly sets up a 1v1 in your favour, but because of her low damage output you just won't win the 1v1. Ideally you want to be in 2v1s with this character, which is not the best. On the healing front, Door was a very popular pick also. He has a strong burst rifle for picking off enemies and a ton of utility. He has a double jump, can deploy 2 healing pads at once that can easily heal yourself and teammates with a reasonable cooldown, can create a durable protective dome that blocks all projectiles, making healing a lot safer, and can heal when dodging. Then there's Jabali, who is not a bad healer at all, but compared to Door, there's no reason to pick him. He has a decent primary weapon which I feel could do a little more damage, and he heals with orbs which work but can easily be misplaced since they do bounce, whilst Door's healing pads can be placed wherever you want easily. I think an easy fix for these characters would be the option to just customize their classes, give each character different sets of abilities and weapons for people to pick between to fully maximize the roster to ensure all characters are played. Kips with a different weapon and a healing ability would make her a very effective attacking character while still providing utility with her disruption grenade. I also think the lack of story mode is a big shame, since they want you to actually like the characters, and since it's a live service game they will obviously be selling skins for these characters. You get the occasional cutscene, but that is not enough for me to care about these characters at all. They've clearly all got their own quirks and personalities, but there's nowhere for them to actually shine since we can't see them interact with each other. A bounty hunting campaign which sees you travel to different worlds would be a fun addition and could give some interesting lore, not just to the characters but to the multiplayer maps as well. It would also be a fun excuse to try out all of the characters before jumping into online too, since there's no training mode at all. Forcing players to learn all 16 free gunners in multiplayer is a big ask, especially since you'll be going in blind with all of them and will take you multiple games to actually learn the abilities of one character. Now onto some positives, starting with the game itself. I really enjoyed area control. It showed how smooth and fun the gameplay can be. For a game with roles, an established objective on the map makes all the difference and shows that Concord can be a good game. The points on the maps available were in really good spots, making gunfights enjoyable and gives both teams an equal chance at actually capturing the point, instead of one team just camping it out. I also like that it has rotating points also, which prevents teams again just setting up and defending it all game. Each point all have different routes, meaning different approaches every time. I think it showcases everyone's abilities a lot better too and allows characters to be more effective. Now, while I was harsh on Brawl, it definitely has potential as a mode. I think the map that is available for the mode currently in the beta, it is good, since the middle was the main area for the fights and the map wasn't too big either, but I do feel a lot of characters are just not good on this mode. With a few tweaks, it can be a much better experience. I think the idea to regen abilities with kills is nice to avoid camping, and that paired with the movement, it makes you want to play aggressive and get kills. The dodge is a very nice addition, with every character's dodge giving them a useful but not overpowered perk. It can help you regroup with your team, easily get you behind cover, or even help you get to a healing pad whilst receiving your perk, like with Lennox. When you dodge, you automatically reload your weapon. I think all the maps are great. There's no map I've played which I despise, and all in all, I do think Concord has some charm. But that's just my opinion. Is the hate justified? Honestly, I'd say it's not. I went into this game wanting to hate it, and with everything I had heard, I really thought it was going to be a terrible game. But after playing, I can honestly say I enjoyed it. Do I think it's worth the £35 price tag? I don't really know. I think it's more fair than a lot of other games out there, but at the same time, we do have free first-person shooters like this already, like Overwatch, which is why I think Concord needed a story mode. It will probably flop due to its bad reputation, but I do think Concord could have been a game that succeeded if they maybe announced it earlier or left it in the oven to cook a bit more. But that's my review on Concord. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video.